Hi everyone, today I am so excited for this video because I'm going to be doing lip swatches of the Kat Von D Mini Everlasting Liquid Lipstick Set. This is new for the holiday season for 2017. They did release a version of it last year and I was obsessed with the freaking minis. They had more of a vibrant selection last year. It was more like bright pink, bright purple, and a few like deep red. Well, there's a bright red in there too. So I think it's kind of interesting that they went very monochromatic this year. This is predominantly pink neutral brown with some darker vampy shades in there, so there's a lot less color involved in comparison to last year. However, the thing that is super exciting for me with this set this year is that there isn't a single shade that is duplicated from the previous year. I think that's incredible. There is one new shade in this set. It's called Madrid. It's a warm redwood. Last year they released two new shades in the set that were kind of like a limited edition at the time, but they did eventually release them in a full-size tube. I kind of expect they're going to be doing that again with this year, because I can't imagine releasing a shade and then not bothering to release it in a full size. Anyway, they did that last year, so that's kind of what I expect to happen this year. Alright, let's get into swatching these. I haven't tried them yet because I wanted to save myself for this video. So we're gonna see how they apply, whether or not they're opaque or a little bit patchy, and we'll just go through them one by one. I'll be applying these from the lightest shade to the darkest to hopefully prevent as much staining as I possibly can, so you get a better idea of what the lip color actually looks like. First up is the shade Ludwig, or Ludwig. Alright, so there is Ludwig on my lips. It is described as a tawny rose, which I agree with. It's mostly a My Lips But Better shade. It was completely opaque in one swipe. You don't have to worry about layering this color at all. It is a My Lips But Better shade. A little bit more on the peachy side of nude for me, but I do quite like it. Next up is a Lovecraft. So here is a Lovecraft applied, and they describe it as a mauve pink nude. I'm not really sure if I would agree with that. I consider this more medium pink. It was opaque in one coat, just like the previous one was, which I love. I love not having to layer liquid lipsticks. I don't know about you, but whenever I do it, it seems to look kind of patchy. So I really like when it's a one coat wonder. This one is definitely the most pink color in the entire set, and I would honestly kind of venture to say potentially the most colorful color. This is one of those easy pinks though that you can wear with a lot of bright eyeshadow looks and it's gonna look good. I wouldn't necessarily pair it with something that is warm like this, but anything that's kind of like teal or aqua, blue, purple, I feel like this one will work out really, really well. Next up is Sanctuary. So Sanctuary is a cool sepia. It's kind of a weird tone to me. I consider sepia like a warm color, but I would see more of a mauve gray in this kind of color. It wasn't opaque in one coat. I did layer on 2 layers because I felt like it needed it. There is a little bit of translucency still showing on my upper lip. It doesn't look bad to me, but if you want a completely opaque lip color with this kind of shade, you might want a lip liner underneath it just to make sure that it's completely covering over your lips. That being said, this is a fun color. I really like this kind of like dingy gray shade. Very, very fun to wear. Next up is Hawkwind. Alright, so this one is Hawkwind. It is a warm nutmeg. My lip line kind of got away from me on this one. This one was almost fully opaque in one coat. Maybe it's my lip, but I feel like I always have a little less color up on this side of my lip. Anyway, this is a beautiful color. It's the kind of one that I want to wear in the middle of fall, so I'm really enjoying it. It's kind of a modern brown too. Like, I don't necessarily like the kind of like poo brown, I guess you could call it. This has a little bit more depth and warmth to it, which I really, really like. The next one is Madrid, which is the new color for this set. New shade is Madrid, which is a warm redwood. It's kind of funny, when I first put it on, I was like, oh, I was expecting a little bit more warm red tones. Oddly, those shades kind of developed the more it dried, which I was not expecting because usually something goes darker but not necessarily more red as it dries. This is a beautiful color. It is really, really nice. I don't think it's that dissimilar from Hawkwind, just a little bit warmer and a little bit richer. This is a new shade for Kat Von D. They're probably just testing out the market to see how many people like this shade, and if they do find that there's a lot of appreciation for it, I imagine that they'll release a full-size tube of it probably in January, maybe in February. We're getting into the deeper vampire shades now. This one is Exorcism. Exorcism is a ripe blackberry, and this might be my favorite shade yet. I love this color. It's like a, well, ripe blackberry accurately describes it, but it's a blackened purple red shade that was surprisingly full coverage, as much as a shade like this can be, given that purple tends to be quite a problem in makeup. But I really, really like how this one came out. This shade is beautiful. And I think so far this is definitely my favorite color in the whole bunch. This one was something that I was not really expecting was gonna be my favorite shade, but now that I've got it on my lips, I am in love. So again, this one is Exorcism. Next up is Damned. Okay, this is Damned applied, and it's very similar to Exorcism, just slightly more on the red side as opposed to the purple side. This did apply nicely, but I found it lifted a little bit on the inner rim of my lip. However, I did apply a second coat there and it seems to be sticking just fine now, so not really sure what happened. These darker shades though, again, like they look great on, but sometimes they need a little bit more TLC, so just use a lip liner if you're not comfortable with the opacity of the color. That being said, this color is beautiful. So Damned is a blackened cherry, and yeah, I would agree with that. It is more on the black side than it is on the cherry side of things, so it is a very, very deep vampy color. The very last shade I have here is Witches, which is a pitch black. And there's Witches. That is a solid black that was easy to apply. No patchiness, which is so appreciated. I can't name the number of black lipsticks I have tried over the years. Granted, maybe not necessarily in a liquid lipstick format, but most of them have not been great. So Witches, perfect for the holiday season. It's right now, it's October, and if you want a black lipstick, don't look any further than this one because this one is fantastic. So there is Witches, true to the tube. It is a straight up black. So that's every single shade applied to my lips. Tell me what you think. I think that this is one of the most exciting holiday launches, and I'm so glad that they repeated it again this year because I loved last year's set and I didn't know if they were gonna do it this year. And then I saw it come up on the website. I think it was like just under a month ago, and I was like, absolutely yes, purchase immediately because I need this in my life. Granted, the colors are a little bit different compared to last year. This is more monochromatic, a lot more neutral. But I don't think there's a problem with that. I loved last year's set because it was so vibrant, and I also really like this set because it's quite different. It's not the same. It's not like a repackaged or re-imaged one from last year. It's something different and it's something new. And it's nice not to get repeat shades year after year after year. Don't sit on this one. If you're interested in this set, get it sooner rather than later because last year they did sell out well before Christmas. So if you want it, get it. All right, we're gonna wrap this video up there. Let me know if you're into this set, if you like the colors, and maybe if you're gonna pick this up. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.